Alright, we're going to be watching SpennyG, who's playing Zenyatta and Baptiste on Havana, which will be a loss. This is Diamond 5. I don't know if this is PC or console. Hello all, I'm looking for advice on my support gameplay as I push to solidify my place in Diamond. I have 3 games I'd like to show, a couple wins where I feel to play well, and a game where we got bodied. That's the game that we're taking a look at, is the Havana game, which is a loss. Me looking for advice on Zen, but I also play a little of Kiri. I only really play Bap on Havana. Okay, so let's take a look. For the record, if you play a hero where you're like, oh, I don't really play this hero very much, and you lose those games a lot, it's going to hurt your win rate, and it's going to keep you from climbing, right? Even if you lose, even if it's like, oh, you play them 1 out of 10 games, but it's like almost a guaranteed loss, that's a 10% loss rate, right? That's a lot. So, you know, that's the difference between being a 60% winner and a 50% winner. Yeah, really, really big deal. Even if you're like, oh, like I'm 50-50 on it, then that makes you, you know, it still reduces your win rate by 5% of possible, you know, climbing. So far this all looks pretty normal. I'd probably target the soldier a little more just to get, because like the soldier's kind of a problem right now. That name was no good. I would not discord the Mercy right now, because the Mercy's not going to be visible. Yeah, I would stay on the soldier. Don't walk backwards in a straight line. You have to be... Okay. Like, this right here, you have to be targeting the soldier, right? Nothing else here matters. Like, you already have Harmony on your Mercy. Your Mercy will heal the Rhine, right? Like, your 30 health a second is not going to make a difference between your Rhine living or dying. You stopping the soldier from shooting your Rhine in the back, that's going to make the difference. See all this time you wasted? You just wasted like 4 or 5 seconds right there. You're not doing it. You have to deflect the soldier right now. Like, you spend so much time trying to change your Harmony around, and not enough time just like putting pressure on the soldier. Like, you want to force the soldier to leave windows. And right here, so I've been feeling this for a while, is you need to play closer to cover. You walking down main is very, very dangerous, because if he lands 1 Helix on you, you can die almost instantly with damage boost. So for example, right here, you should be playing the corner right here. Or, when you're coming up, you could be playing behind cart or playing over here. Something like that. So he's going to kill you here, which is going to throw off the momentum of your entire push. I don't know why you're going this way. I mean, I guess you're like worried about windows, but your team has window control right now.
A shadow hangs over you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, your accuracy is a huge problem. So like right here, I would expect you to hit this. You have to hit this Rhine. That's 0 for 3 right there on a tank.
Tactical visor activated.
I mean, yeah, like your aim is a huge problem. Right? Like, look at this tank. Like, you cannot miss tanks. Like, as Zenyatta, if you want to get to Masters, you can't miss tanks. Like, squishy heroes, it's fine. Like, missing will happen. But this Rhine is just dropping down in a straight line. So, that jump, okay, fine. That one you should have hit. This one you should hit, which you do. This one you should hit, which you don't. This one you should hit, which you miss. This is way off. Right? That's like 33% accuracy on a Rhine jumping out a window. The thing is, like, Zenyatta is basically a DPS, right? Which means that it's heavily mechanical skill-based. If you can't hit shots, you're going to be in big trouble. Yeah, it should be you and Cart in the situation. So, right now, when you hear the Bastion, you should be charging Orb right now. You should be charging, like, a volley, so you can come around the corner and instantly kill this Bastion. By the time you reach this corner, you should have all 5 charged, and then let it go, and then discord in the middle of it. So you're not charging valleys nearly enough. Though that aim's also way off. This one I don't blame you too much on. Like, the jump comes pretty late, and that's a weird angle. So, again, every single time that you're approaching a corner, you should be charging orbs, and the moment you peek the corner, you should be able to let it loose and attack. Okay, getting picks is really, really important. Like, imagine if you hit this corner right now and you had 5 orbs right away. Bam, 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 right into the Bastion, and the Bastion's dead or nearly dead. to look for that tire. Oh. It's too far away from you.
Here is an enemy.
Yeah, don't harmony your tank typically. You should have been harmonying your Cassidy. It wouldn't have saved them anyway, but just a general rule. Like, it's not your job to save the tank. I think we should back up for a second and like think about this. So when you're playing Zenyatta, you dramatically reduce the amount of healing the team is going to get. Okay? And the way that you make up for that is that you need to have enormous damage output to make up for it. If you think about it, you know, let's say a regular healer heals 10,000 health per 10 minutes. All right? You're healing, not including trance, right? Where trance is, you know, it's kind of weird because like trance can actually get you a lot of healing sometimes, but like typically trance is not helpful for regular fights. So let's imagine like regular non-ultimate healing that other healers heal 10,000 health per 10 minutes. Okay, Zenyatta is going to heal like 3,000 health per 10 minutes, which means that in order to make up for that, just on a pure numbers perspective, you need to do 7,000 damage per 10 minutes. So the way that I tell people this in order to keep track of like, oh, am I doing enough damage as Zenyatta, is look at your DPS, right? Not DPS that do way less damage than usual, like Sombra, Tracer, Widow. Don't pay attention to them. But like a Cassidy, an Ashe, a Soldier, a Reaper, a Junkrat, etc. If you are under 50% of their damage, you are throwing. Almost always. Okay? If you're under 50%, you're throwing. If you're 50 to like 60%, you're not doing so well. If you're 60 to 75%, you're doing fine. Right? If you're 75% plus, you're like, now you're doing great. If you're doing over 100%, you're carrying the game. I'm pretty sure that your damage right now is way under 50%, would be my guess. So, like, you need to figure out how to get much more damage in. And again, here's another example where you have to be charging a volley when you come around the corner. So, this is a weird peek. Like, you know there's a Bastion. So you know there's a Bastion right now, okay? You should be charging a volley. You had 19 ammo there, by the way. You should be charging a volley as soon as you come around the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right into the Bastion, insta-kill. Like, you're giving up so many opportunities to get kills here. This is a bad trance. So you're already down 2 people here, okay? And your spawn is right here, which means they're going to be back in like 15 seconds. This trance is completely useless. You know? Like, does it quote unquote like help your teammates live in the situation? It does, but your teammates living here doesn't matter. Like if all 3 of you die, it would not measurably change the outcome of what's going on. This is a terrible peak, right? The whole team can see you as you step over here. You're walking next to a Rhine who could kill you at any, like literally one swing and a fire strike and you're dead right now. I have no idea why this Rhine doesn't attack you. I'm starting to feel like this might be console.
I'll find my own.
Okay, you switch up. Okay, you switch off Zen. So for the record, you've already given more value than you did as Zen in the last like minute and a half. So you're sitting on cart. I think that's okay. The thing is, your Rhine actually isn't that low. He's actually at half health right now, and he's around a corner. And I know this because I can look at the map geometry, and I know that he's around the corner. But I think it's reasonable to come in here and get nervous. I probably would have come in here and healed and then seen if I needed the Suzu. Right? Because your Mercy's already pocketing him. But that is really unlucky because then you eat the Sticky and then you eat the Fire Strike. So I think everything kind of goes wrong here. I think I probably would have stayed on cart, like after they charge each other, and waited. Because I think their Rhine might have Shatter, so I would sit here behind cart and just wait and see whether or not I need to come in. Because me moving the cart is very, very helpful and puts a lot of pressure on the opposing team to have to make a mistake. So, in a Mercy Kiriko lineup, it's your job to pocket the tank. So, I'm not really a big fan of you doing this off-angle thing. I think you should be pocketing your Rhine. Also, this is a very, very wide peak. And when I say wide peak, I mean, how far are you away from cover? This is an unacceptable distance to be away from cover. You are way too far away from the left side or the right side. Also, left side sucks because you can get trapped into this room very easily. If they fire a sticky here, you're dead. So this is the only piece of cover. You should only be like this far out. Stuff like that you're going to get hardcore punished for as you climb the diamond. So after you throw a Suzu, immediately follow it up with a heal. Right, so your heal does like 110-ish, so that's 110 more health that your Rhine can have right now, which would be extremely valuable. So now you're not keeping track of your exposure, so you're walking in the open right now, pow, pow, and then you jump, which makes it even easier for him to kill you.
I'm here. Let me balance you out. Me.
60 seconds remaining.
I would have Swiss stepped and Suzu'd right there.
60
Because
seconds.
like if he dies, like your fight's over anyway.
I've got you.
I feel like your Moira went, or your Mercy went Moira because there's not enough healing on your Rhine. So you should make sure to swing wide to the corner before you start this heal. So look at this. So you see how these Fudas are just going to go straight to the wall?
30 seconds.
Make sure to get a little bit wider first. So now that you have a Moira, the Moira's job is to keep your tank alive. It's your job to keep the DPS alive. So you should have already been rotating to the right. As soon as you heard Visor, you should have swift stepped over here to the soldier right away and started pre-healing him. So that's on you. Right, he's plenty of time here for you to react to this.
Stand behind me. For the Crusaders. 10 seconds remaining.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
So you need to be attacking.
Not in charge anymore.
Overtime.
Not in charge.
It's lucky that you lost Shadow there.
Let's get
Okay, you can cap this.
Everyone heal.
So I would switch step to Suzu. Yeah, I think this is fair.
take a lot of damage, huh? Sniper. Must be close.
You can't hide.
Don't walk in straight lines backwards.
60 seconds remaining. Scanning. Stand behind me, friend.
Nicht getan.
Hanzo's diffing the Widow.
Soothing your wounds.
30 seconds remaining. No one else is going to do it for us.
Don't Suzu. So there's no need to Suzu, right? Just because he's charged, it only does about 275 damage, something like that, minus armor. It's not a big deal, okay? It's only going to do about 200 damage to him. You still have you plus a Moira here. Don't waste Suzu on this. Right? Now you have 14 seconds without Suzu.
What kind of heal you get?
That's really tough to take. I would be thinking that you need to farm Suzu as fast as you possibly, or Kitsune as fast as you possibly can to win this fight. It's very, very hard to take this point without it. You're standing too far back. You have to step forwards here. So the problem is if you're this far back, if you need to throw a Suzu, it's going to take like a second to travel them, right? You should be playing like up here or over here. You have to walk forwards right now. You see how your Rhine goes to the left and doesn't get any help because you're too far back.
Dual visor activated.
Surrender to my
Bad visor. So I don't think you should Suzu this either. Right? The Rhine is on track to hit your Rhine. No problem. Just let him take him. That's good. Right? The Rhine eats it. Great. It'll pull him out of the fight.
Receive my let the Kitsune guide you.
So you gotta know Shatter is coming. He farms it pretty quickly here.
Receive my
Right? I don't think you want to walk forward here. I think, especially after you take that shot, I think you only want to play here. I think you're too far forwards right now. And then now that this happens, if you were back here, right, playing this corner, you Suzu, wake these two up, and you're good to go. But now you lost your Moira. You lose 3.
You're all good.
Yeah.
We're outnumbered. Sie werden dich nicht kriegen.
Yeah, there's no way you win this now. It's 4-1. Alright, you're playing Baptiste. Yeah, I would be very careful. You're not standing in a good Alright, I'm going to show you from their perspective why your movement looks so bad. See how you're just standing here? Like, you can't be doing this. This is really bad. This is how you die. Right? You have to recognize, like, where can they see me, and then you just stand still here for a while. Like, where can they see me, and to make sure that whenever they can see you, you're not standing somewhere where they can easily kill you. Okay, so all the things have gone wrong here. In order to save him, you have to throw lamp around this ice wall or over the ice wall. So if anything, you should have thrown the lamp all line of sight blocks the effect. So you throw it all the way in this corner, or potentially jump over it and then throw it, right, from behind the wall. But losing your Rhine here is no good. This means the fight's lost. See, back up, right? I would definitely use regen burst here. 50 health. This is a questionable choice.
A complete recovery.
Okay, so you're not weaving at all. You don't look like a Baptiste player. It is like very obvious, right? It is extremely unlikely at low diamond that you have enough hours to be able to play what is like 4 different supports at a high level. I think that you're effectively soft throwing by playing Baptiste. So there's so many things going wrong right now. Okay, number one is you're way too far away. Okay, your fall damage is kicking in, plus the fact that they're smaller targets, so you're doing very little damage when you do attack. Number 2, you're not weaving. Number 3, you need to be close enough in order to use regen burst. So regen burst goes out 10 meters, I think, in radius, right? So like 10 meters is like roughly like this distance right here. You need to be this close to regen burst your Rhine, right? Plus throwing lamp. You're playing way too far back. You're playing like as if you were an Ana, right? Way too far back to be able to do anything to affect the fight. You have to get forward because now wall goes up. Right? Again, think about how, like, if you're right here, you save your Rhine right now. Pop regen burst, bam, done. He gets 150 health right away. Right? 100 plus 50 over time. So, like, well, I don't know what this lamp is. Yeah, you're not weaving at all. You're not able to save your Rhine. You're not dealing enough damage. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna stop here because there's no point in me reviewing your Baptiste gameplay because it's just so far off where it needs to be for Diamond, right? I think if my opinion here is that if you're worried about how to climb in the short term, like not like hundreds of hours from now, but like, hey, in the next 10, 20 hours, I want to climb into Masters, don't play Baptiste. Not because Baptiste is bad, but because it will probably take you like 20 to 50 hours to get comfortable with Baptiste. Because as you say, like you don't really play Baptiste, so there's no point playing someone who is like far away. Like your Baptiste looks dramatically worse than your Kiriko gameplay, for example, right? I think your Kiriko looked the best so far. I think Zen was probably below Diamond, right? Zen is probably like somewhere in Plat, and your Baptiste is like gold level, if that. So it's such a massive drop off in skill that you just can't do it if you care about climbing, right? If climbing is your sole focus, you simply cannot play Baptiste because you don't have enough hours on him. So I'm just gonna skip ahead to the end. Because like as I said, there's like so many things going on with your Baptiste that like I can't even comment them all because they're just like everything you're doing is wrong. Alright, so again, you're too far away. So I think you should be playing up here at this doorway, right? Would be good. Like, I know it seems like not a big difference from here to here. It's a big difference, right? It's the difference between damage fall off or not. Okay, so as soon as this happened, yeah, go through. I would throw lamp. Oh, I mean, at this point, that was like 4 minutes ago, right? You've seen the Mei play all game. You've seen walls repeatedly. The correct response to wall is to immediately charge your boots, jump, and then throw lamp, and then you save him, right? But now you're just wasting your time shooting ice blocks that aren't going to do anything, and now you don't have a Rhine, which means you're going to lose, right? There's just no way. Okay, so let's kind of recap here. I'd say on Zen, you're just not doing enough damage. Okay? Don't worry, like you literally could climb a Zen without even using Harmony Orb. The most important thing on Zen is to deal damage, as much damage as you possibly can. But the problem is your aim is not that great. Your uptime is not that good. You're often reloading when you shouldn't be, and you're not using volleys. Right? Charged volleys every single time you get to corner. Every single time you go to a corner. Charge volley, right? And then melee if no one is there, right? Because it's faster than actually shooting it. Plus it doesn't give your position away, right? Charge volleys, walk to a corner, release if you see a target, otherwise kick, and then reload or charge again depending on whatever's going to happen next. Very, very, very important, right? Always be attacking, always be damaging, always be charge following. Don't worry so much about the Harmony Orb, Discord Orb for sure, but don't worry so much about the Harmony Orb. Focus on getting kills, cranking out damage, lots and lots of damage on Zen. Kiriko seemed fine. I think you probably used Suzu when you didn't really need to, but beyond that, like the rest of it seemed fine. I think that's the only one that felt like it's actually Diamond 5 level. And then your Baptiste is like really far apart. Your Zen's probably somewhere in plat, but your Baptiste is like way below that. Like you don't weave attacks, you don't stand close enough for regen burst, you don't know how to deal with Mei Wall, you don't use lamps like pretty much ever to save anybody. I don't think even when you are attacking, it doesn't look like you can hit shots on Baptiste. Like it doesn't feel like you're comfortable with the burst pattern. So, right? So like, watch right here. So, like, that's off, but, like, not horribly off. This isn't at anybody. Right? Now you grenade. Now you grenade, despite the fact that your Rhine is purple when you should be shooting right now. Now you grenade again. Right? Now you reload, despite the fact that you have plenty of ammo and your Rhine is half health. Now you grenade again, but it's off target.
You are much too old for this.
A complete recovery.
Right? Now you're not shooting at all. You're not weaving at all. For the record, you can shoot freely between grenades, right? It literally doesn't reduce your healing at all. You can shoot freely between grenades. Your only viable patterns for Baptiste are shoot, heal, or shoot, heal, shoot, heal. Those are the only viable patterns. There's no heal pattern, right? Either shoot, heal, or shoot, heal, shoot, heal. Only viable patterns. Right, that's the reason why you play Baptiste. Baptiste is not meant just solely to heal. It literally nerfs like half of his ability if you don't only heal. Right, again, this lamp makes no sense. Now you're just exclusively healing. Right, you see, that's 3 bursts. You hit 1 bullet out of 9. Right, and now the fight's over. Okay. I think that's probably good enough for now. Again, there's a lot of stuff going on here, but I mean, you went through multiple different heroes, so, hopefully it's helpful.